everyone, my name is Magda. I have been working as an illustrator for the past 8 years, and today I'm coming to you with some ideas for your sketchbooks. 3 unusual ways or exercises how to fill a page or a spread. So choose your favorite media. I'll be working with gouache, and follow me while I show you the 3 exercises I like to do, especially on days when I maybe have a free hour or two. I open my sketchbook, but I just cannot come up with what I want to paint. So let's get started. First, we'll start with maybe the less demanding exercise and the one I love to do when I feel creatively stuck. You figure out something you like to paint or something that you think would look good and just try to fill the whole page or double page with this one thing. You can focus on the color or on the texture as well. You can choose a very simple object. Here I've decided to paint this blue cat, which is a bit more complicated, but it can be something simple like an apple or a mug, and instead of focusing on the little details, you can kind of try to maybe play with the variations of textures or colors within the one object. And also, if you're like me and you rather enjoy painting on detail stuff, smaller things, I think a lovely spread like this visually breaks your sketchbook or journal and makes a strong visual point. I even use this in children's book that I illustrated. I think a spread with something huge and very dominant can be a very interesting visual point in the book or in the story. Another time I like to go back to this exercise is when I want to cover something in my sketchbook that I don't like. I just take my gouache and I paint something big over it. The second exercise is extremely simple, straightforward and super fun. You basically just come up with a niche category of things that interest you, do a little bit of research maybe, and then fill the page with illustrations. I also like to sometimes add a little bit of text around, maybe some facts about the things I'm painting, like I did here in my weird mushroom spread, but it's totally up to you. This is another spread that I did that I would probably fall into this category of niche list. This is the flowers of northern Sweden. Also, don't be afraid to research a bit. We have a very powerful tools to help you with it nowadays. Here are some other ideas of niche lists that I just came up with, but you can totally do whatever you like. Another maybe sub-exercise to go with this is one that I've seen in Jamie Green's videos, and it is to try and make a list of 300 things that interest you. I remember they said that they have been advised to do this exercise while coming up with a theme for their bachelor's project, and I also did this exercise twice, and also when I was coming up with the theme of my bachelor thesis, and then later during my diploma. It's a bit demanding, it will definitely make your head spin, but it's also so very helpful if you're an artist with many interests. You can just make this huge list, write them all down. And first of all, trying to write so many things really makes you go into details. So after a while, you end up not writing just like, I like trees, but you realize that maybe you're more interested in the way the trees grow or how they function, or maybe of the different kinds. And second of all, it makes you see the overall themes, which is what I found especially helpful during the time when I was coming up with my diploma project. You can identify the central themes, it might be trees, it might be nature, might be taking care of people, or it might be the future of AI. Whatever comes up on the list a lot, you can then kind of focus on that because it seems like you are really interested in it. And so I think this is like an exercise you can do that can also help you come up with themes of lists that you would like to create. And for this video, I decided to paint a list of green things I like, simple as that. And now enjoy this little painting montage. For this last creative exercise, you'll either have to go outside or at least open your windows. I like doing this mainly when I have some leftover paint on my palette and I want to use it up. It's basically just making an abstract painting based on what you hear, but I find it's often these more abstract exercises that make me maybe come up with new color combinations, try brushes that I don't usually reach for, and just I think they are an important part of an art practice, even if you maybe don't like the result or don't share them anywhere. You can, you're free to just have fun. So first, I usually like to start figuring out where on the page I am as a person, and I imagine the blank page is representing the space that surrounds you. So you can either paint a little spot maybe in the middle, or make a tiny pencil mark, or just, remember that you are in the middle of the page. And then I advise you to close your eyes and intuitively make marks depending on the sounds you hear, the sounds that are maybe further from the point marking your body on the paper, maybe less faint in color. I don't want to dictate how to do it. It is a very personal exercise, completely up to you. And I'm going to show you how I do it and the little rules that I made up for myself. And it can be as automatic as you like. You can completely close your eyes and just, do a very automatic painting. What I like to do is more sort of being inspired by the sound, but still kind of playing with colors, playing with compositions a little bit, not making it completely automatic. So usually when I hear humming in the distance or some sort of constant sound, I like to make a large surface of paint. I decide the vibrancy of the paint according to how loud the sound is, which I then usually continue doing throughout the page. The louder the sound, the more vibrant the paint. And then I add other sounds, maybe a little bird in the distance, a passing car, a conversation of the people on the bench next to me. Just listen and let the sound dictate what you paint. It doesn't have to be pretty or have the perfect composition. The important thing is that you may notice a few new things about what's around you, relax your mind and also your hands. At the end, don't forget to add the date and place, so you can maybe try this at different spots and see how your painting changes. And so this is it. I have a lot more similar ideas up my sleeve, and so I'm thinking about maybe making this a series of videos. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. And also thank you for every little comment. It really means so much to me. YouTube has been such a lovely place to expand my creativity, and as someone who spends 8 hours a day painting every day, it's such a nice thing to explore this new medium of video. Like, I've never made any video before, and also sharing things I've learned on my journey, so maybe they can help you a bit as well when you're feeling creatively stuck. And have a lovely painting time. See you in the next video.